start over. Hi everyone, it's Maureen of Maureen97 Designs, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about making jelly roll rugs, specifically the Jelly Roll Rug 2, which is from RJ Designs, or the Sliced Rug, which is from Shabby Fabrics, and more specifically using one of these tube maker tools. They have Jelly Roll Jig, Jelly Roll Sash Maker, Tube Maker, all kinds of different ones. I'm using this one in particular. Most of them work kind of the same way. So I'm just going to show you how to use it making this one. And a little tip, because with these, unlike the original Jelly Roll Rug, which you sew all the Jelly Roll strips end to end and make one long continuous strip, for the Jelly Roll Rug 2 and the Slice Rug, you don't actually sew the strips together because you're going to put them together separately. So I'm going to show you, in case you haven't seen one of these, how to use it. You see there's this curve. So you're going to want to take your fabric and you're going to put your batting on the wrong side of your fabric. And then you're going to kind of curve it up a little bit. You can see I kind of stuck my fingers in there and made a curve. And then you're going to put it in there and you're going to start shoving with your fingers. And here's a not so sharp awl that came with a bias tape maker kit that I bought. And you're just going to want to shove a whole bunch of that in there. And there's this little channel up here in the tool and you can shove through there as well. And as soon as it starts coming out, pretty much the fabric, you don't want to just grab the batting because the batting might just rip. But when the fabric starts coming out, you want to just grab that and make it all nice. You want that joining line to be right down the center, and you want this to feed evenly, making sure that you keep the batting centered on the fabric. And then you just pull gently, take it over to your sewing machine, and once you get to your sewing machine, you're going to fold it in half again, and then you're going to do a straight stitch down this double folded side. So that's all fine and dandy. You feed, and you can see it actually goes really, really quickly. You just have to make sure that it's feeding nicely and that it's even when it comes out. But what do you do when you get to the end of that first fabric strip? Well, you need to put another fabric strip in. And I found that you can actually feed it right in without cutting any of this off and starting a new round. By just, let me lay it down here and let me zoom in. So when you get to the end of your first strip, you're going to take your next strip, and I'm going to put it right on top of that batting. And this is a batik, so it doesn't really have a right side or a wrong side. But I'm actually going to put it just a little tiny bit underneath the first strip. I'm going to put that first strip down. I'm going to make sure that my fabric strip is really stuck to that piece of batting because it kind of tends to stick. And then let me turn this over. I'm going to again kind of cup it to make sure that it's feeding into that curve. And then I'm going to feed in and slowly pull. Slowly, slowly, slowly pull carefully. And guess what? That second strip is going to come through. And if it's a little bit overlapped still, you can actually just grab the strip and kind of tug it back so that it separates from the first strip. And all this time you've been folding that in half and sewing it, of course. You're going to want just a little bit of space between the two strips so that you can cut them apart once you're all done sewing. But basically that's how you add another strip, and then you can just start folding your second strip, sewing along that double folded edge, and when you get to the end of that, you put another strip in. And it's really fast and easy, and it's so much quicker than trying to shove in a new strip, cutting the batting and trying to shove in the new strip and batting every single time you have another piece of jelly roll strip. So I hope that little tip helps. And then one other little tip, this is the roll of batting that is pre-cut for these jelly roll rugs, and I like to keep my roll on an empty CD or DVD spindle because then when I pull it, it pulls very nicely off of that CD spindle. You can see the spindle actually doesn't move unless it's on a really slippery surface, and the roll just kind of turns on it and it feeds off very nicely. So you can either put this on the table next to you or put it on the ground and just keep pulling out that batting, and it'll pull off really nice and steady for you, and it's not going to like roll around on the ground or anything or get dirty because it's actually sitting on this spindle. And if you wanted to, you could actually put something over it to keep it safe, but to me it's kept off the ground kind of evenly, so yeah, even if you put this on the floor, it's not going to get dirty. So those are my little tips for the Jelly Roll rug making. I hope this helped, and until next time, I'll see you later.